Two big exits, ticketing is hard, and the dead don't die. Welcome to the Unlimited Supply Podcast, your daily music business TLDR in your ear, powered by short attention spans and brought to you by No Disc, helping music, technology, and finance companies navigate the music industry. It's September 19th, 2024. I'm Lars Murray, and it's Touring Thursday. But before we hit the road, the top non-touring story today is Sony Music Nashville head Randy Goodman announced yesterday that he's retiring at the end of the year. No successor was announced as yet, but this completes a changing of the guard at all three Nashville majors since the beginning of 2023. Randy had been in charge since 2015 and has had notable success with Luke Combs, Maren Morris, and others. Personally, always found him to be a good partner to work with and a good listener. And a fun fact, despite a long and celebrated country music career, he's also a jazz fusion fan. Good luck in retirement, Randy, and we'll be keeping an eye out to see who takes over. Billboard and Hits have the full story. Over in New York, also exiting his major label gig is Kevn Liles, CEO of 300, which has been part of Atlantic Music Group since 2022. This, of course, follows on the heels of the departures of Atlantic's Julie Greenwald and Warner Recorded Music head Max Losada, and it continues the changing of the guard at Atlantic under new head Elliot Grange and Warner Music Group head Robert Kinsel, a changing of the guard which probably isn't over. Main coverage is in Billboard. Now let's hit the road. Last week I compared the Apple announcement live stream to the Warped Tour circa 2018, in that the Apple event had lost its sex appeal. Well, sex appeal or no, the Warped Tour is coming back in 2025. Founder Kevn Lyman made the announcement this week. Not a lot of details on format or headliners yet, but maybe it's been gone just long enough that folks really miss it. Polestar has the story. It's going to be interesting to see what shape it takes. And the dead don't die. For Bobby Weir, that means he's curating the Dead Ahead Festival, which was announced this week. It's happening in January in Cancun, and the lineup includes Bobby Weir, of course, my brother in podcasting Oteil Burridge, Trampled by Turtles, Brandi Carlile, and Sturgill SImpson, who I presume will be leading a sing-along of his song The Dead Don't Die from the zombie flick of the same name, which, by the way, is awesome. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I'm a little disappointed that the Dead Ahead Fest in Mexico isn't happening on Dia de los Muertos, but planning a festival in Cancun during hurricane season would probably not be the best idea. Details on the Dead Ahead Festival are in Polestar. The upstart ticketing service Lyte, that's Lyte, which provided ticketing services for the Pitchfork Festival, among others, has apparently shut down. Its website went dark last week without any warning, seemingly stranding customers and clients. As of this writing, there's no update, just a lot of questions and not a lot of accounting. What's that I hear in the distance? Is it the rumble of thundering hordes of litigators? I imagine so. Ticketing is a tough business. We'll be following this one. Details in Billboard. Another tough business, apparently, is trying to put on a one-time event at the Sphere in Vegas. While U2 and Dead & Company and Phish have had successful residencies at the Sphere, the UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship put on a one-night Noche UFC earlier this week at the Sphere, but even before the event, UFC head Dana White announced that UFC wouldn't be doing any more one-offs. According to Billboard, mounting that Noche UFC cost $20 million, and even at a $3,500 top ticket price, that's a lot to recoup. Every week we discuss the artists dominating their markets, a few artists who might be punching above their weight, and a few you might be surprised still have tickets available in the U.S. music capitals, New York, L.A., and Nashville. We call it the Who Sells Out. In NYC, Bright Eyes is a sellout at Brooklyn Steel, and when they come back in April, it'll be at the Brooklyn Paramount. Score another coup for the Paramount. Still some tickets available for Krungbin at the Forest Hills Tennis Stadium Friday and Saturday in the upper reaches. Slightly more available on Friday. Be sure to pack the gummies. And if you see a lot of people dressed like Winona Ryder from the original Beetlejuice in downtown Brooklyn Friday night, they aren't playing dress up to see the movie sequel. They are there to see the Sisters of Mercy doing a full goth reunion thing at the Paramount. Still tickets available for that, and if that's not enough goth for one night, there's also a smaller pre-party at the Sultan Room over in Bushwick ahead of the show. And both Steve Aoki and Diplo are in town this weekend. Steve Aoki is at Marquee, but if you want to dodge a flying cake, you're going to have to get on the wait list, so we'll call that one a sellout. Diplo is at the Brooklyn Mirage on Saturday, same deal. get on the wait list. And I'll be at the King's Theater for the Hives on Tuesday night. Still some availability there. See ya in the pit in Flatbush. In Nashville, where hardly anything ever sells out, it's Americana Fest, so things may be tight in certain quarters this week. Congrats to Anti-Records on their 20th anniversary. They're throwing a bash at the Basement East tonight for the attendees of Americana Fest, but they're also extending some access to the regular folks. Tickets will be available at Grimey's Records this morning at 11 a.m. The lineup is stacked with Waxahachie, Nico Case, and MJ Lenderman. My Morning Jacket and Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats are almost a sellout at the Ascend Amphitheater, also tonight. Still a few seats and a bunch of lawn tickets available. You can still walk up for Americana Festival passes for $125, and that might get you into 3rd and Lindsley for Dave Alvin and Jimmy Dale Gilmore tonight, too. Hit the Americana Fest website for details. The Beach Boys, or what's left of them, really just Mike Love, Bruce Johnston, and some other guys, the PBS fundraising special version of the Beach Boys, are a sellout at the Ryman on Monday. In LA, the Palladium is very busy this week. Wolfpack is playing there. Night 1 is a sellout Monday night. They are still available at Face for Night 2 on Tuesday. And for those of you with a thirst for classic Britpop, there's still some GA tickets available for Pulp at the Palladium tonight. If you prefer Manchester to Sheffield and you fall on the Peter Hook side of the New Order rift, like I do, he's playing both New Order and Joy Division Substance records tomorrow night live, also at the Palladium. After which your night can go all Pete Tong, literally at the Spotlight after that. That is, Pete Tong himself at the Spotlight after that. It's free and there's a waiting list. And Lil Wayne may not be playing the Super Bowl this year, but he is playing the Toyota Arena in Ontario on Saturday with Lil Kim and Jermai. Still some very good seats available for that on the floor at Face. Bleachers are not a sellout at the Greek on Saturday, and still some decent tickets at Face for Nicki Minaj at Crypto.com. We still call it Staples Arena, also on Saturday. And that's another Touring Thursday. Hope you're enjoying your Americana Fest and you can bask in the warm bath of my FOMO. And finally, old friend and colleague Angela Abbott, formerly head of music licensing at Tidal, has landed in a new role. Yesterday, she announced that she's the new global head of music partnerships at Soundstripe, which automates music licensing for creators. Congrats, Angela. Support for the Unlimited Supply podcast is provided by Roy-Fi. If you need an advance to take your career to the next level, Roy-Fi has the best rates in the industry, the fairest terms, and no hidden agendas. Roy-Fi is mission-driven to give artists the independence they need. See if you are eligible for an advance at Roy-Fi. That's ROYFI.com. If you happen to be in NYC on October 15th through 18th, you might want to attend the Mondo Music and Tech Biz Conference, and if you do, we're here to help. We have an exclusive promo code to save 25% off a ticket. Go to the Mondo homepage at mondo.nyc, click on the ticket link, and enter the code USMondo25. That's USMONDO 25. I'll be there recording Axe Grinder segments and asking people, who are you and why are you here? So, let's make a plan. If you like what you hear, smash that follow button wherever you get your podcasts, drop us a rating and or a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and tell a friend or three. Visit unlimitedsupplypod.com for links to tell us what you think about the show, to suggest feature ideas, to feed us info, to feed us lunch, to call us out on our dubious assertions, and to tell us what we're missing out on. I'm Lars Murray, and remember, in this business, no conflict means no interest. Tomorrow's Finance Friday. Talk to you then.